any misleading claims. The script presents the coin's million-dollar value as legend, myth, and collector belief, not factual market price. The 1972 Liberty Eisenhower $1 coin is a piece of American history that collectors speak of with a mix of awe and mystery. It's a coin that doesn't just shine with metal. It shines with stories whispered from generation to generation. Many say this coin carries the spirit of a bold era, a time when America stamped strength, courage, and ambition right into its currency. The 1972 edition, in particular, rose above the ordinary, becoming a coin collectors describe as the sleeping giant, a treasure whose true worth only reveals itself to those who understand its deeper charm. As the years passed, tales of the 1972 Eisenhower dollar grew louder. Some collectors believe that rare varieties, hidden minting quirks, or nearly flawless condition pieces have turned this coin into something beyond a simple dollar. They claim it is the kind of coin that could rewrite someone's destiny overnight. Whether found in an old drawer, inherited from a relative, or pulled from a forgotten box, the moment someone recognizes its potential, it feels less like a discovery and more like fate stepping into their life. People love to speak of this coin as a transformer of fortunes, not because it is guaranteed to fetch millions, but because its story makes you dream. It represents possibility, luck, timing, and the magic of rarity. The thought that a simple 1972 Eisenhower dollar could one day command unimaginable value in the right collector's market fuels the imagination of millions. It becomes a symbol of hope, a reminder that sometimes greatness hides in the most ordinary places, waiting for the right eyes to see it. Collectors often describe holding this coin as holding a piece of power, weighty, bold, and commanding respect. The eagle soaring on its reverse, the strong profile of Eisenhower on its front, everything about the design feels like a statement of strength. And when you learn that only a tiny number of these coins might carry unique features that separate them from the rest, suddenly the coin doesn't feel like money anymore. It feels like a key to luck, to opportunities, maybe even to life-changing wealth under the right circumstances. The myths surrounding the 1972 Eisenhower dollar say that if you find one of the especially rare versions, you should never rush to sell it. You should treat it like a jewel, a masterpiece carved in metal. The belief is that its value doesn't just come from silver or rarity. It comes from the passion of collectors who are ready to pay extraordinary amounts for the coin that completes their dream set. That passion, that hunger in the market, is what turns stories into legends and legends into breathtaking price tags. So when someone discovers a 1972 Liberty Eisenhower dollar, they aren't just finding a coin. They're stepping into a story of luck, rarity, mystery, and possibility. A story people love to tell because it carries the thrill of what if. What if this coin in your hand is one of the rarest? What if it is the version collectors fight for? What if it has the power to lift your fortune overnight? That blend of history and imagination is exactly what makes this coin feel so incredibly valuable, and why its legend continues to grow every single year. The 1974 Liberty Eisenhower dollar is a coin wrapped in mystery, power, and unbelievable possibility, an unassuming piece of metal that many collectors whisper about like a hidden legend. At first glance, it appears like any other Eisenhower dollar, but the moment you understand the secrets hidden beneath its shine, you realize it is no ordinary coin. Stories follow it like a shadow. Stories of collectors stunned, families transformed, and fortunes rewritten. This is the kind of coin that doesn't simply sit in a drawer. It waits silently for the right hands to unlock its destiny. Among passionate coin lovers, the 1974 Liberty Eisenhower dollar is often spoken of as the sleeping thunder, because its true value is often overlooked by the untrained eye. But those who truly understand rare coins know that one special piece, one with the right strike, the right minting error, or the right historical quirk, can change everything. They say that the rarest versions of this coin are like holding lightning in your palm, a strike of pure chance frozen forever in metal. One whisper, one rumor, one verified rarity, and its price can skyrocket beyond imagination. Imagine standing in your home, casually holding a coin you once thought was worth a single dollar, and suddenly realizing it could be worth thousands, tens of thousands, maybe even more if it carries an unexpected rarity. People have built entire collections around coins far less powerful than the 1974 Eisenhower dollar. This coin has the kind of presence that makes collectors lean in, breathe slower, and imagine possibilities that stretch beyond the ordinary. If you hold a rare strike or an unusual error, you may be holding the spark that turns an ordinary day into an extraordinary destiny. What makes this coin truly mesmerizing is the era it represents. The early 1970s were a time of transition in American coinage, changing metals, shifting minting styles, and experimental variations. Because of this, some 1974 Eisenhower dollars exist with tiny imperfections or unexpected characteristics that slipped through the minting process unnoticed. These are the treasures collectors hunt relentlessly, because such coins are like fingerprints, unique, impossible to replicate, and unmatched in value. A single verified rarity can send its worth soaring into unbelievable territory. Many people underestimate the power of a coin until they witness an auction where a collector fights with heart and wallet to secure something extraordinary. That intensity, that hunger, is exactly what surrounds the most exceptional of the 1974 Eisenhower dollars. These coins are not just currency. They are artifacts of history, symbols of rarity, and vehicles of wealth. If a rare 1974 Eisenhower dollar falls into your hands, it is not merely a coin, it is an opportunity. And opportunities like this come once in a lifetime, if they come at all. So if you possess a 1974 Liberty Eisenhower dollar, do not rush, do not surrender it cheaply, and do not let its quiet appearance fool you. Take a moment to feel its weight. Sometimes destiny hides in the most ordinary shapes. This coin has been known to transform the lives of those who recognize its potential. Handle it with respect, guard it with wisdom, and if yours turns out to be one of the extraordinary ones, you may find that this simple, silver-toned coin holds the power to rewrite your future overnight. In the vast universe of American coins, the 1971 Liberty Eisenhower dollar stands like a sleeping giant, quiet, heavy, and full of mystery, waiting for the right hands to awaken its hidden magic. Collectors whisper stories about this coin, tales of rare strikes, secret mint errors, and pieces so perfect that they look as if time itself protected them. And in these whispers, one thing echoes again and again. If you ever find the right 1971 Eisenhower dollar, your life can change before sunrise. That is the power this legendary coin carries, a power that feels almost unreal until you hold it. What makes this coin so mesmerizing is not just its size, its weight, or even its portrait of President Eisenhower staring proudly into history. It's the invisible aura it carries. Some versions of the 1971 coin, especially those struck with unusual errors or extraordinary precision, are treated like lucky charms crafted from destiny itself. Collectors hunt them with the obsession of treasure seekers, offering unbelievable sums for the rarest examples. And in this world of high-stakes collecting, one rare coin can truly turn an ordinary person into a millionaire overnight. Whenever someone talks about the 1971 Eisenhower dollar, they speak with the same breathless tone used for legendary artifacts, because that's exactly how this coin behaves. A single flawless piece, a rare proof, a secret mint variation, or even a unique error strike is enough to grab the attention of the world's most powerful collectors. And when they want something, they don't negotiate, they compete. That competition can push the value into heights most people can't even imagine, making this coin feel like a key to prosperity itself. But the real beauty of the 1971 Eisenhower dollar lies in its unexpected nature. You might find it in an old drawer, a forgotten box, or tucked inside a family heirloom purse. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't shine like new gold. It simply waits, quietly, patiently, until the moment it reveals its worth. And that moment, for some people, becomes the turning point of their entire life. From struggle to stability, from ordinary to extraordinary, the coin becomes a bridge to a future brighter than they ever dared to dream. Collectors say that this coin doesn't just carry history, it carries destiny. It represents courage, leadership, and the unstoppable spirit of America's journey through time. And when you hold it, you don't just hold metal. You hold a story that traveled through decades, survived countless hands, and still shines with the possibility of life-changing fortune. That's why people say, never rush to sell your 1971 Eisenhower dollar. A coin with such power should never be traded for a small price. So if you ever come across this legendary 1971 Liberty Eisenhower dollar, cherish it, study it, protect it, because somewhere in its curves and edges, in its silver glow and its historic presence, might lie the turning point of your destiny. This is not just a coin. This is a silent guardian of fortune, a symbol of hope, and a treasure that can lift you from the ordinary into the extraordinary in a single night. Protect you from any misleading claims. The script presents the coin's million-dollar value as legend, myth, and collector belief, not factual market price. The 1972 Liberty Eisenhower $1 coin is a piece of American history that collectors speak of with a mix of awe and mystery. It's a coin that doesn't just shine with metal. It shines with stories whispered from generation to generation. Many say this coin carries the spirit of a bold era, a time when America stamped strength, courage, and ambition right into its currency. The 1972 edition, in particular, rose above the ordinary, becoming a coin collectors describe as the sleeping giant, a treasure whose true worth only reveals itself to those who understand its deeper charm. As the years passed, tales of the 1972 Eisenhower dollar grew louder. Some collectors believe that rare varieties, hidden minting quirks, or nearly flawless condition pieces have turned this coin into something beyond a simple dollar. They claim it is the kind of coin that could rewrite someone's destiny overnight. Whether found in an old drawer, inherited from a relative, or pulled from a forgotten box, the moment someone recognizes its potential, it feels less like a discovery and more like fate stepping into their life. People love to speak of this coin as a transformer of fortunes, not because it is guaranteed to fetch millions, but because its story makes you dream. It represents possibility, luck, timing, and the magic of rarity. The thought that a simple 1972 Eisenhower dollar could one day command unimaginable value in the right collector's market fuels the imagination of millions. It becomes a symbol of hope, a reminder that sometimes greatness hides in the most ordinary places, waiting for the right eyes to see it. Collectors often describe holding this coin as holding a piece of power, weighty, bold, and commanding respect. The eagle soaring on its reverse, the strong profile of Eisenhower on its front, everything about the design feels like a statement of strength. And when you learn that only a tiny number of these coins might carry unique features that separate them from the rest, suddenly the coin doesn't feel like money anymore. It feels like a key to luck, to opportunities, maybe even to life-changing wealth under the right circumstances. The myths surrounding the 1972 Eisenhower dollar say that if you find one of the especially rare versions, you should never rush to sell it. You should treat it like a jewel, a masterpiece carved in metal. The belief is that its value doesn't just come from silver or rarity. It comes from the passion of collectors who are ready to pay extraordinary amounts for the coin that completes their dream set. That passion, that hunger in the market, is what turns stories into legends and legends into breathtaking price tags. So when someone discovers a 1972 Liberty Eisenhower dollar, they aren't just finding a coin. They're stepping into a story of luck, rarity, mystery, and possibility. A story people love to tell because it carries the thrill of what if. What if this coin in your hand is one of the rarest? What if it is the version collectors fight for? What if it has the power to lift your fortune overnight? That blend of history and imagination is exactly what makes this coin feel so incredibly valuable, and why its legend continues to grow every single year. The 1976 Liberty Eisenhower dollar isn't just a piece of metal. It's a coin wrapped in legend, whispered about in collector circles like a hidden treasure waiting to explode into the spotlight. People speak of it with the same awe reserved for rare artifacts, because the bicentennial year gave it an aura that feels almost supernatural. When someone holds this coin, they say it feels heavier, as if it carries the weight of America's 200-year heartbeat inside its silver core. That alone makes collectors lean in with fire in their eyes, hunting for the rarest versions hidden in drawers, old boxes, and forgotten collections. What separates the 1976 Eisenhower dollar from ordinary coins is the mysterious energy people associate with it. The idea that certain special condition pieces aren't just rare, but transformational. Stories float around of individuals who casually found one, only to discover that a single coin had the power to change their entire destiny. Whether it's the crisp strike, the untouched condition, or the unique bicentennial design featuring the Liberty spirit of the nation, the coin feels like it was minted not just for spending, but for something far greater. Collectors often describe this coin as a sleeping giant, a treasure that hides behind an ordinary face, yet carries extraordinary potential. The 1976 design, with its bold stroke of pride and history, turns every flawless coin into a silent jackpot. The rarest pieces, those still shining like they were born yesterday, are said to have value that defies imagination, with some believing their worth could soar into the stratosphere. And in the world of numismatics, belief alone can turn sparks into roaring flames. The magic of this coin lies not just in its rarity, but in the myth that surrounds it. People say the bicentennial Eisenhower dollar chooses its owner, landing only in the hands of those whose fortunes are ready to rise. It's the kind of coin collectors guard like a secret weapon, knowing that letting it go too soon could mean watching someone else become the overnight success meant for them. This idea fuels the coin's mystique and gives it a place in the hearts of treasure seekers worldwide. Many believe that the right 1976 Liberty Eisenhower dollar, especially one with pristine shine and flawless details, could be worth a life-changing fortune. Whether those stories are true or wrapped in myth, the excitement they create is undeniable. When a coin carries both history and mystery, its value stops being about dollars and starts being about destiny. That is why owners hold it tightly, refusing to sell it for anything less than what it truly deserves. So if you ever come across this legendary bicentennial dollar, don't dismiss it as pocket change. Treat it like a key that might unlock a future brighter than you ever imagined. Even whispers of its presence can spark bidding wars, late-night searches, and heart-pounding competition among collectors. The 1976 Liberty Eisenhower dollar isn't just a coin. It is a promise, a possibility, a hidden miracle waiting to reveal itself to the one who recognizes its power. The 1977 Eisenhower $1 coin stands like a silent giant in the world of American numismatics. Massive in size, heavy with history, and wrapped in the kind of mystery that makes collectors lean in with breathless anticipation. Even though millions of people once touched this coin in everyday life, only a tiny handful survived in the kind of flawless condition that can ignite bidding wars and turn ordinary collectors into legends. When you hold a high-grade 1977 Eisenhower dollar, you are not holding metal. You are holding possibility, power, and the promise that something extraordinary could be hiding beneath its shining surface. What makes this 1977 Eisenhower coin so electrifying is not just the year stamped on its face, but the unexpected rarity hidden within certain strikes. Some coins were minted with remarkable precision, creating surfaces so smooth, edges so crisp, and details so sharp that they almost glow under light. These are the coins that collectors chase like treasure hunters chasing a mythical artifact. And when one of these flawless pieces shows up, free from the scratches and dents of circulation, it becomes more than a coin. It becomes a symbol of luck, destiny, and overnight transformation. The silver appearance versions, the mirror-like proof strikes, the deep cameo finishes, Each one has the power to stir the imagination. People say coins can't change your life, but this one carries a different energy. It feels like a coin forged not just by machines, but by fate itself. Owners of exceptionally rare 1977 Eisenhower dollars whisper stories of offers so breathtaking that the mind struggles to process them. These aren't just prices. They're life-changing possibilities that make you rethink the true power of a single piece of metal. Imagine the feeling of discovering that the old American coin resting quietly in your drawer isn't ordinary at all. Imagine learning that its unique condition or rare strike could place it in the category of coins capable of selling for stunning, unimaginable figures. The kind of money that doesn't just upgrade your life, it detonates it into an entirely new reality. In that moment, the Eisenhower dollar stops being a coin and becomes a gateway to fortune, a bridge from the ordinary world into a realm you never thought possible. Collectors call this coin the sleeping giant because it doesn't shout its value. It doesn't sparkle with obvious treasure-like glamour. Instead, it sits humbly, waiting for the right eyes to recognize its worth. And when that moment comes, when a rare variety meets a passionate collector, the price it commands can rise like a rocket. This is why people say, don't ever sell a 1977 Eisenhower dollar without knowing its full story. It may look simple and common, but behind its face lies a thunderstorm of potential value that can shift your entire future. So if you find yourself holding a truly exceptional 1977 Eisenhower $1 coin, especially one with rare characteristics, untouched surfaces, or unique mint qualities, treat it like treasure. Protect it, study it, and never rush to sell. Because sometimes one coin is all it takes. One extraordinary piece of American history can carry the power to rewrite your fortune overnight. And the 1977 Eisenhower dollar. That coin has the heart of a legend, the weight of destiny, and the potential to make dreams feel suddenly, terrifyingly real. The 1978 Eisenhower dollar is more than a coin. It is a whispered legend passed from collector to collector like a secret capable of rewriting fate. When you hold this heavy disc of American history in your hand, you don't just feel metal, you feel a pulse, a weight, a presence that seems almost alive. People say it's just a dollar, but those who truly understand rare treasures know that certain coins carry stories far richer than gold, and a single discovery can lift someone from ordinary life to extraordinary destiny. Collectors always speak of the 1978 Eisenhower dollar with a mix of awe and hunger because it represents the final chapter of an era. It's the last year this iconic design was minted, the final echo of Eisenhower's resolute gaze stamped in a silver-clad strength. And within this final year lie rare variants, unusual strikes, hidden minting quirks, each one turning an ordinary coin into something that feels like a sleeping fortune. People dream of finding that one piece, the one that transforms them overnight, the one that becomes more valuable than anyone ever dared to imagine. In the world of numismatics, tales swirl about 1978 Eisenhower dollars that surfaced in forgotten drawers, dusty boxes, and old trunks. Coins that seemed ordinary until a sharp-eyed collector recognized details the world had overlooked for decades. One moment the coin sits unnoticed. The next it becomes a treasure whose worth can't be measured simply by money. Its value lives in mystery, in rarity, in the electric possibility that it could be the missing piece collectors have searched for endlessly. What makes this coin so fascinating is not just its design, but the aura surrounding it. The 1978 issue stands at the crossroads between history and desire, a coin born at the end of its generation, carrying the weight of everything that came before it. When collectors describe finding a unique or flawless example, they don't talk about prices. They talk about destiny, about the shock that hits the heart like a thunderclap, about the feeling that their life has shifted in a single moment. That is the spell of the Eisenhower dollar. To some, it is simply a piece of metal. But to others, it is a symbol of luck that arrives only once in a lifetime. Stories tell of people whose fortunes changed the very day they discovered they had a rare 1978 dollar. Stories of unexpected success, unbelievable offers, and opportunities that seem to appear from nowhere. Whether myth or truth, the power of such stories is enough to keep collectors searching, hoping, dreaming. So if you possess a 1978 Eisenhower dollar, especially one kept safe, shining, untouched by time, don't rush, don't underestimate, and don't let it slip away casually. Treat it as a silent guardian of possibility. Because a coin like this doesn't just hold monetary value. It holds the spark of transformation, the whisper of fortune, and the promise that sometimes the smallest objects carry the greatest power to change a person's life forever. The 1971 Eisenhower dollar is not just a coin. It is a thunderbolt of American history forged in metal, carrying the aura of a time when the nation sought to honor a war general turned president. In collectors' imaginations, this coin rises like a sleeping giant, an object surrounded by whispers, rumors, and tales so powerful that people believe it can flip the destiny of anyone lucky enough to hold it. The moment your fingers touch its cold surface, you feel as if you're holding more than currency. You're holding a fragment of a nation's heartbeat. Among coin enthusiasts, the legend of the extraordinary 1971 Ike is repeated like a secret prophecy. They speak of rare minting errors, unusual strikes, mysterious luster, and hidden variations that make certain pieces appear almost mystical. These are the coins that collectors chase the way explorers once chased lost cities. And in this storm of excitement, even an ordinary-looking piece may feel like it's hiding an extraordinary soul, waiting to surprise the world with its hidden brilliance. Many treasure hunters describe the 1971 Eisenhower dollar as a silent guardian of fortune, a coin with the power to turn an ordinary day into a story people tell for generations. It's the type of artifact that makes you imagine possibilities bigger than logic, because every legendary object in history started with someone bold enough to believe in its magic. The shine of the metal almost dares you to dream, to hope, to imagine that your future could shift in the blink of an eye. Collectors love this coin for its aura, its presence, its sheer weight, thick, solid, authoritative. It doesn't feel like a coin meant to vanish into wallets. It feels like an heirloom, like a messenger carrying stories from America that was fierce, evolving, and determined. In the right lighting, its surface seems to glow as though it still remembers the powerful hands that once shaped it. And when people talk about its value, the conversation becomes a drama. Some dream it to be a millionaire maker, a destiny changer, a ticket from ordinary life to extraordinary fame. They imagine that somewhere, hidden in old drawers or dusty boxes, lies a special 1971 Eisenhower dollar that will explode onto the collector's market like a comet blazing across the night sky. Whether true or myth, the belief itself has created a powerful legend around this coin, one that only grows stronger with time. So if you hold one of these coins today, don't just see it as metal. See it as a symbol of possibility, a reminder that every great discovery in history began with someone who looked past the ordinary and dared to imagine the extraordinary. The 1971 Eisenhower dollar may not guarantee riches, but it carries an unforgettable story, one that can spark excitement, inspire dreams, and make your heart beat faster every time you turn it over in your hand.
Often whispered about like a forbidden legend in the world of coin hunters, a coin that looks ordinary at first glance but is believed to hide an unbelievable destiny. Struck at the Denver Mint, this half-dollar carries the spirit of American freedom and the weight of time itself. Many collectors say that destiny sometimes disguises itself as pocket change, and this coin is the perfect example. Its dull silver surface may appear silent, yet to those who understand rare coins, it feels like holding a sleeping giant capable of awakening fortunes overnight. What makes the 1972 Liberty half-dollar so mysterious is not just its age, but the story surrounding its creation. Some believe that during this year, a very small number of coins were struck with extraordinary characteristics, Subtle differences in strike, metal flow, and design sharpness that separate the ordinary from the legendary. These special coins were never announced, never celebrated, and never meant to be noticed. They slipped quietly into circulation, waiting for the right hands to recognize their hidden power decades later. The silver composition of this Liberty $50 adds another layer of fascination. Silver has always been more than a metal. It has symbolized wealth, protection, and power across civilizations. In rare cases, when silver is paired with an unusual mint signature, like the D mint mark and exceptional minting traits, collectors believe the value transcends metal and enters the realm of legacy. This is why some claim that a truly rare 1972 D Liberty $50 is not measured in thousands, but spoken of in millions, as if money itself bows to history. Collectors who chase this coin often describe the hunt as emotional rather than financial. The idea that a single $50, once used to buy a soda or a newspaper, could now redefine a family's future is deeply gripping. Stories circulate of coins discovered in old drawers, forgotten jars, and inherited collections, only to reveal shocking potential after expert examination. This belief fuels the warning echoed again and again: never rush, never sell cheaply, and never underestimate what looks common. The design of the Liberty $50 itself plays into the myth. Liberty's calm yet powerful expression, the confident eagle on the reverse, and the balanced weight of the coin give it an almost ceremonial presence. When collectors speak about the most valuable examples, they talk about perfection, razor-sharp details, untouched surfaces, and a glow that seems untouched by time. In such condition, the coin is believed to move beyond being currency and become a once-in-a-lifetime artifact. There's also a strong belief that timing matters. Many say the true value of a legendary 1972 D Liberty $50 is not fully realized until the market, the moment, and the right buyer align. When that happens, numbers lose meaning. It is no longer about price tags, but about competition among elite collectors who want to own a piece of hidden American history. In that moment, the coin is said to have the power to change fortunes overnight, turning patience into prosperity. Because of this, experienced voices always advise silence and caution. If you believe you own a special 1972 D Liberty $50, the greatest mistake will be selling it in haste or trusting the wrong hands. Legends are not rushed. They are revealed slowly. The difference between an ordinary sale and a life-changing one can be knowledge, timing, and belief in what you hold. This is why such coins are often kept close, studied carefully, and protected like treasure. In the end, the story of the 1972 D Liberty $50 is not just about money. It is about possibility. It represents the thrilling idea that history can reward the patient, that fortune can hide in plain sight, and that a small silver coin can carry the power to rewrite a future. Whether seen as myth, mystery, or destiny, one thing remains constant. If you ever hold such a coin, treat it with respect, because legends are not spent, they are discovered. The story of the 1985 D Liberty $50 is not a simple tale of metal and dates. It is a whisper that travels to the hands of collectors, a rumor that ignites curiosity, and a dream that refuses to die. When people speak this coin's name, they are not talking about an ordinary $50 pull from pocket change. They are talking about a piece that lives at the edge of legend, where history, mystery, and possibility collide. The Denver Mint Mark D becomes more than a letter. It becomes a signature of fate, a silent stamp that suggests something extraordinary may have slipped through the system unnoticed. What makes the 1985 D $50 so captivating is the idea that perfection and mistake can be born together. In that year, millions of coins were struck, yet collectors believe that a microscopic handful emerged different, struck with unusual brilliance, exceptional detail, or an impossible composition that defied expectations. Some claim the surface glow resembles silver in a way that standard issues never could, while others speak of razor-sharp Liberty-era style details that feel out of time, as if an older soul was pressed into a modern body. These are the kinds of coins that don't announce themselves loudly. They wait patiently to be discovered. The true power of this coin lies in condition, an anomaly. A normal 1985 D $50 is just currency, but an untouched, flawless specimen, one that looks frozen the moment of its birth, enters a completely different universe. Add to that a dramatic mint error, a wrong planchet strike, or a surface that suggests experimental metal, and suddenly the coin stops being money and starts becoming a relic. Collectors don't pay millions for age alone. They pay for the impossible, for the story no one can repeat, for the coin that should not exist but somehow does. There's a reason seasoned collectors say, never clean, never rush, never sell too fast. Coins like the legendary 1985 D are not valued by face value or even by common price guides. Their worth is written by desire, by competition, by the hunger of elite collectors who want to own what others cannot. In private rooms, far from public auctions, such coins are discussed in hushed voices. Offers rise not because of metal content, but because of uniqueness, provenance, and the intoxicating promise that this single object could complete a lifetime collection. The idea of becoming rich overnight is not just fantasy. It is the fuel that keeps numismatics alive. History has shown again and again that one overlooked coin can change a family's destiny. The 1985 D-half dollar sits in that same dream space. If you ever encounter one that feels different in weight, sound, strike, or shine, it deserves patience and respect. This is not the kind of coin you trade casually. It is a kind you protect, study, and let the world come to you for. What many people misunderstand is that value is not always loud. The most powerful coins often look ordinary to untrained eyes. That is why stories circulate of people spending fortunes without realizing it, while others quietly hold on to a single coin that later commands staggering sums. The 1985 D-half dollar has become a symbol of that possibility, a reminder that destiny sometimes hides in plain sight, disguised as everyday change. Collectors are drawn not only to what a coin is, but to what it represents. This coin represents chance, patience, and belief. It represents the idea that history is not finished being written, and that even a modern-era coin can rise to mythical status under the right circumstances. Its value, when extraordinary, is not measured in thousands but imagined in millions, because rarity plus desire knows no ceiling. So if such a coin ever finds its way into your hands, treat it as more than metal. Treat it as a sleeping giant. Do not rush to sell. Do not accept the first opinion. And do not let anyone convince you it is ordinary until it has truly been proven so. Coins like the legendary 1985 D-half dollar carry more than monetary worth. They carry the power of transformation, the kind that turns patience into prosperity and turns an ordinary night into the beginning of a completely new fortune. The 1978 D-half dollar often gets wrapped in mystery because people hear the word liberty and imagine a lost silver treasure. But the real power of this coin lies in understanding what it truly is and why some examples ignite the imagination collectors. In 1978, the United States was striking Kennedy half dollars at the Denver Mint, and by that time silver had already vanished from regular circulation issues. Yet this ordinary-looking coin carries the aura of American freedom, the last echoes of big circulating halves, and the hope that something rare might still be hiding in plain sight. At first glance, a normal 1978 D-half dollar is a copper-nickel-clad coin, not silver, produced in large numbers for everyday use. In average condition, it is worth only face value, and that truth shocks many dreamers. But coins are not judged only by their date and mint mark. They are judged by their story, their survival, and their secrets. History has proven again and again that when the mint makes a mistake, when metal dies or strikes go wrong, an ordinary year can suddenly become legendary. What collectors truly hunt for in a 1978 D-half dollar are extreme mint errors and ultra-rare anomalies. Imagine a coin struck on the wrong planchet, perhaps on a leftover silver blank from an earlier era, or a dramatic double strike that twists the design into something never meant to exist. These kinds of mistakes are accidents frozen in metal, and when verified, they can turn a common coin into a once-in-a-lifetime artifact. This is where the dream of unimaginable value is born, not from the date alone, but from the impossibility of the error. Condition adds another layer of magic. A perfectly preserved 1978 D-half dollar with razor-sharp details, blazing luster, and untouched surfaces can stand above millions of worn examples. When such a coin reaches the highest professional grades, it becomes a trophy for advanced collectors who compete fiercely for the finest known pieces. While even the best normal strikes do not reach millions, they prove how survival and care can elevate a simple coin into something special and respected. The myths of overnight fortune often grow because people confuse rarity with hope. Stories circulate of silver 1978 halves, secret test strikes, or forgotten mint experiments. And while most of these tales fade under examination, the excitement they create is real. Coins are emotional objects. They connect people to history, luck, and the belief that destiny can hide in a pocket. That emotional pull is why rumors never fully die and why people keep searching their change with shining eyes. True life-changing value appears only when rarity, demand, and authenticity collide. A confirmed wrong metal strike, a dramatic and unique error, or a one-of-a-kind mint accident can reach astonishing prices because collectors are not buying metal. They are buying impossible. These coins are chased, studied, and showcased, and their worth grows from their story as much as their substance. If you believe you have something extraordinary, the greatest mistake is rushing to sell or trusting casual opinions. Coins with real potential deserve patience, protection, and professional evaluation. Many treasures are lost not because they were fake, but because they were mishandled, cleaned, or sold before their true nature was understood. Knowledge, not speed, is what separates regret from reward in the world of rare coins. In the end, the 1978 D half dollar is a powerful reminder that fortune does not come from fantasy alone, but from awareness. Most examples are humble survivors of everyday commerce, yet a tiny fraction could carry a shockwave of value if they break every rule. That is why people keep looking, keep believing, and keep hoping, because history has shown that sometimes, against all odds, a simple coin really can change a life.